I've been watching artists use Harmon hooks to hang their artwork on their walls and their ProPanels for years, but I've never had any of them to use myself until recently. One of the things that stopped me from trying these out is that they're made of Velcro. And I kind of thought, trusting the Velcro with it hanging my precious original paintings, I mean, what if it just comes off because it's Velcro? It couldn't be that sturdy, right? Well, the company claims that these particular ones, these are the medium size, they can hold 6 pounds. We're about to test them with some weights to see if the claims that they're making holds true. But one of the things I want to show you first is why I wanted to use Harmon hangers to begin with. Oftentimes I use a wire hanging system, which I've done an entire video on previously, so I'm going to link that at the end of the video. But I use wire hangers oftentimes to hang my work on my ProPanels. But sometimes when you're using the wire hangers, you don't always want your artwork to just be in a vertical column. Sometimes you want to kind of puzzle piece things together, and then it makes you have to use a whole lot of the different wires to be able to do that. Alternatively, when I want to hang work that's more puzzle piece together without having to use a ton of different wire hangers, I've been using drapery hooks. Now these things are hard to work with. You have to push them down into the carpeted material of the ProPanels with quite a bit of force, and it hurts your fingers. Eventually, if you use the drapery hooks enough times to hang work, your fingers are going to get so sore. I mean, even after using them only once, I have dents in my fingers from it. So you can imagine what it's like if you're hanging 20, 30, or even 40 pieces this way. And that's why these Harmon hooks are such a great idea. They're really easy to use. All you do is put it up here. I like to press on it just a little bit. It doesn't take a lot of firm pressing, but just enough so that you can feel the Velcro attaching to the carpeting of the ProPanels. And then I like to have my piece wired up. You need to have it wired because the wire will sit in here on the hook and it will be very secure. It's easy as that. And if you want to move your piece, it's also very easy. Just pull this off of here. You can see with the moderate pressing that I did, it attaches really well. But then if you want to hang it up higher, you can, because we are going to hang one underneath here. And now for our weight test. I'm putting 3 pounds on here at first. So if I can get this, hopefully this is going to hold. Right, it's holding 3 pounds. Now these are supposed to hold 6 pounds, so I'm about to add another 3 pounds of weight. I'm kind of nervous about this because I feel like this is a lot of weight for this little tiny square of Velcro to hold. But it's supposed to, and I want to test its maximum capabilities. So there we go. And it's holding. Now let's do a little wind test. Because if there's wind, or kids, people touching your artwork, people bumping it as they're walking around your art booth, maybe it'll do something like this. And of course everything else is still hanging, so it's not staying straight, because I'm moving it a lot. Honestly, it probably won't move that much with wind if you have your ProPanels properly stabilized in your art booth, but let's just say it does. It's holding. So the claims of Harmon hooks hold true. I mean, they can hold 6 pounds of weight. But personally, I won't be using them to hang 6 pounds. I mean, most of my pieces are a pound or 2, maybe 3 pounds for the larger pieces. So I will be well within the weight range of these being able to hold all of the pieces that I'll be using them with. Now, it's also important to note that if you have artwork that's heavier than 6 pounds, they have a larger one that will hang more weight. Or you could take 2 of the smaller hangers and use them on a single piece. So that way it would be able to hold more weight. Now, all of that good stuff about the Harmon hooks said, there is one downside to them, and it's this tag here. I personally think it's unsightly, and if you have artwork that hangs close to the top of it, it can peek out above your work when it's hanging. So when you get these, you have to remove the tags or fold them down to be able to make sure that if your artwork's hanging here, the tag doesn't raise up above it, because yeah, it will look unsightly if it's in your booth. Now, I know the company put these tags on here to help themselves advertise, and that's great. I get it. I mean, you want to have branding, but it kind of makes it inconvenient because now I'm going to have to take all of these and cut this tag off. And that's just extra busy work for me. I would have preferred it if when they sold these, they just didn't have the tags on there to begin with. If you want to know where to get Harmon hooks, I've put a link to them in the description, along with my free art fair supply list. It's a list of supplies for everybody, whether you're a beginner artist or you're looking to upgrade your booth. They're all the greatest, best supplies that I've tested and used over the years. Also, things that I've heard from other artists that work really well. They're all in there. It's absolutely free. And if you want to check out that video that I mentioned earlier with the wire hangers on the ProPanels, you can watch it here. All right, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.